My beloved child, in these recent days, there has been a stirring deep within you, something shifting in places you cannot fully name. Thoughts that once felt familiar no longer bring the same peace, and emotions you used to brush aside now rise to the surface with an unexpected weight and sensitivity. Even the world around you seems to tremble with a different rhythm. Things you once considered secure are now unsettled, and the places where you confidently placed your feet are suddenly filled with questions that carry no immediate answers. You look around and wonder, why is everything converging at this moment? Why do I feel as if I am standing at a crossroads I never prepared for? My child, I want you to know that what you are experiencing is not an accidental coincidence, nor is it a random event beyond my sight. It is a sign that I am working at a deeper level within your heart and within the very time and season you are living in. There are movements occurring in the hidden places of your soul, places unseen by human eyes and unheard by ordinary ears. In those depths, I am touching the foundations you once believed were solid, showing you what truly belongs to me and what has merely been a temporary outer layer. At the same time, invisible currents are weaving through your decisions, your relationships, and every doorway that opens before you. If your spirit is not alert, if your heart is not anchored in me, you can be swept away by these currents that may appear harmless at first but can gradually pull you away from the path I have prepared for you. Some things will come with the labels opportunity, convenient, or perfect timing. Yet beneath the surface lies a subtle misalignment that, over time, could distort your lifestyle, your faith, and even the calling I have placed upon you. My child, this is why, in this season, I am not speaking to you in vague or distant ways. I am calling you to relearn the art of listening not merely with your ears, but with a heart softened before me. I long to speak to you with greater clarity, directness, and specificity, so that you do not walk in confusion, but in understanding and discernment. Do not underestimate the gentle nudges that rise within you when you pray. Do not ignore the quiet unease the Holy Spirit places in your heart whenever you consider something that does not align with His will. That unease is not meant to frighten you, but to pull you away from paths that look harmless yet lead downward. In the same way, the deep, steady peace you sometimes feel despite unchanged circumstances is a signal that you are closer to the center of my will than you realize. I know you feel pressure. I see the questions you do not speak to anyone, the nights you lie awake sensing that you are stepping into unfamiliar territory. But, my child, I have not brought you into this season to leave you to figure it out alone. I have led you here to teach you to stand not on temporary supports, but on me alone. The walls you once leaned on may be cracking not because I desire to take away your refuge, but because I want you to rebuild your life on a foundation that can never be shaken. When the old frameworks collapse, your heart may feel unsettled, but it is also the moment when you can lay new stones of deeper faith, more genuine obedience, and a closer, more intimate relationship with me. Do not be surprised when paths that once felt fine and safe no longer carry peace. Some things are meant only for a particular season, and when the season changes, I will change the routes you walk. A small path, even one radiant under the morning sun, can lead to a land full of hidden snares if it no longer lies within my will for this time of your life. Conversely, a narrow, unappealing, unpopular road may be the very place where I have already prepared water, shade, and protection for your soul. I have not called you to follow the crowd. I have called you to follow my voice. I do not invite you to choose what is easy. I invite you to choose what is right. And sometimes, the right thing is what leaves you misunderstood, underestimated, or moving slower than others. My child, the words you hear today are not meant to warm your heart for a moment only to fade when life becomes busy again. I am preparing you for the days ahead, days when the line between truth and illusion, between light and darkness, between my will and the noise of the age, will grow increasingly blurred in the eyes of many. I do not want you to become someone swept along by the current, believing one thing today and another tomorrow, simply because a few voices sounded persuasive. I want you to become someone who stands firm, who knows to whom you belong, who understands what cannot be compromised, and who recognizes the boundary where you must stop, even when everyone else insists on rushing forward. To be such a person, you must allow my word to sink deeper into your heart than ever before. You must allow my love to reshape what you believe about yourself, about others, and about the future. In the days to come, you may not immediately see any dramatic changes on the outside. Your work may still look the same, the relationships around you may still carry the same familiar faces, and your responsibilities may continue to repeat in their usual rhythm. Yet the seed I have sown into your heart today, the warnings, the comfort, the guidance, will quietly begin to take root. Each time you choose to pause and ask me instead of rushing to decide by instinct, that root grows a little deeper. Each time you choose to remain faithful to what is right, even when no one acknowledges you, that stem grows a little taller. And the day will come when strong winds blow, when others tremble in fear, and you will suddenly realize that what I taught you in the ordinary days has become your strength for the unusual ones. Therefore, my beloved child, do not allow fear to take hold of your mind and your heart when you sense everything trembling. Let that feeling of something is happening become a reminder that you must run to me, not away from me. Let the questions, why now, become the beginning of deeper conversations between you and me. Let the external disturbances become opportunities for you to rediscover your inner foundation, who you are in me, what you are called to do in this moment of history, and how you will walk through the dense crossroads ahead. I am here not just to speak pleasant words to you, but to take your hand and lead you, step by step, on a path that is not easy, but becomes full of meaning when you walk it with me. What you are hearing today is preparation. It is armor. It is the lamp for the days ahead. Hold it close. Do not let it pass through you like a fleeting breeze. Whenever your heart feels heavy because of the shifts occurring around you, remember that I have already told you beforehand not to increase your worry, but so you would know that I am going before you on every road you walk. And when you cannot understand everything, cling to this simple truth. I am the one who holds you, understands you, loves you, and not a single movement in your life escapes my sight. As long as you keep listening and keep holding my hand, you will stand firm not because you are strong, but because I am the one who never changes. My beloved child, pause in this moment and look at yourself through the eyes of faith. Do you notice that you are no longer the person you were in previous months? What you now sense within yourself, the quiet steadiness, the new calmness, the gentle, uplifting strength you could not name before, these are the traces of the hidden work I am doing within you. I am not only touching the fleeting thoughts in your mind or adjusting the shifting emotions in your heart, I am touching every fiber, every heartbeat, every breath within your physical body. My child, I do not care only about what people call your spiritual life. I care about your whole being, your spirit, your emotions, your intellect, your body, nothing forgotten, nothing considered too small. A quiet renewal has begun deep within you, in the place where beliefs, wounds, memories, and unconscious reflexes dwell. From that place, I have planted a new seed, the seed of truth, of safety in me, of the certainty that you are loved without being rejected. From that seed, new roots are spreading into every part of your life. You cannot see them with your natural eyes, but you can feel them through the way your body reacts differently to things that once unsettled you. In the past, one hurtful word could cause your whole being to tighten, your heart racing, your shoulders heavy, your neck stiff, your sleep pulled into a spiral of anxiety. Now, these things may still come your way, but deep inside, you have an anchor in me, and your body no longer panics as it once did. Your shoulders feel lighter, your sleep less restless, the unexplained aches retreat into the distance. My child, this is not merely better psychology. This is my hand, touching the parts of your body that once held the memory of your fearful days. I want you to know that I am the one who sees every smallest reaction in your life. The way you inhale deeply when facing difficulty, the way your hands tremble less when you attempt again what once terrified you, the way your steps feel steadier when you enter rooms you used to avoid. Do you notice that you are no longer so easily swept into invisible waves of panic? Do you realize that now, instead of trembling, you can pause, breathe, and whisper, "Lord, you are here with me"? It is in these seemingly ordinary moments that I am completing the renewal that begins within and flows outward. As 1 Thessalonians 5:23 reminds you, the God of peace keeps your whole spirit, soul, and body. I am not healing only a part of you. I am embracing your entire being in this work of transformation. Pay closer attention, my child. The calmness you sense in your own body is not apathy, nor is it a hardened numbness against pressure, but rather a quietness born from the deep assurance that you no longer have to carry yourself the way you once did. In the past, every unexpected event felt like an alarm ringing through your whole being. A heavy chest, a tightened stomach, a breath that grew short and shallow. Now, even when unwanted things still come, you still feel sadness, you still feel worry, yet in the midst of it all, your breathing follows a deeper, slower rhythm, as if your soul were whispering to your body, "Be still, for the Lord is still at the helm." You do not need to force yourself to appear strong. It is I who am holding you up, and that rest is gradually being written into every cell of your being. I am teaching your body to relearn the language of peace after years in which it only knew the reflexes of tension and self-defense. I also want you to honor the kinds of changes that seem small, those subtle shifts you often brush past. Think of the mornings when you wake up without the old heaviness, without feeling as though a stone has been laid across your chest. Remember the times you can now sit quietly with me, without constantly reaching for your phone to escape your emotions. Recall the moments when your mind feels clearer as you face a decision not lost in the tangled noise it once was, but illuminated by a thin beam of light slipping between overlapping thoughts. These are the moments when I am reorganizing what lies within you, freeing you from the layers of fog that fear and shame have long left behind. That sense of being clearer, of being more awake, does not come merely from lighter circumstances, but from the way you are allowing me to reshape how you view yourself, others, and the world around you. My child, I see that you are beginning to recognize a new kind of strength, not the impulsive burst of energy that once drove you to do more in order to prove your worth, but the steady, gentle stamina that helps you walk each day with stability. You no longer feel the unexplainable exhaustion that used to overwhelm you, because you are learning to live in the rhythm of grace instead of the rhythm of pressure. You are beginning to say no to things beyond your capacity, no longer taking on everything simply because you fear disappointing others. You are learning to let your body rest without guilt, learning to eat, to care for your health as an act of honoring the temple I entrusted to you, rather than treating it as something secondary. Every healthy choice you make is not only good for your body, but also a response to me. I believe you love me fully, so I will honor myself as a gift from your hand. The steadiness you feel, the strength rising within you, the clarity in your thoughts, the new flow of energy that makes you less weary, these are all signs that you are becoming more like the person I intended you to be from the beginning. You are no longer someone living on the edge of collapse, but someone whose roots are anchored deeply in me. And as you walk among others, they will not only hear the words you speak about me, they will sense the peace radiating from the way you look, listen, and simply exist. Your body, through every gesture, every smile, every nod, will become part of the testimony of my grace, of a God who not only saves your soul for eternity, but also intervenes in the way you breathe, rest, and live each present moment. So, my beloved child, when you notice the beautiful changes taking place in your very body, the peace in your heartbeat, the steadiness in your steps, the clarity in your eyes, remember that these are not the products of your willpower alone, but the quiet fulfillment of my promise being written into your life day after day. Do not disregard the small advances. Do not diminish the signs that seem insignificant. Every peaceful breath in the midst of turbulence, every moment you choose calm over panic, every night of rest you entrust to me, these are all answers. I am giving to that prayer you once whispered, Lord, transform me, and I will continue that work until the day you stand before me, whole and free, and you realize that not a single moment of this journey was one in which I neglected either your body or your soul. My beloved child, pause for a moment and feel deeply what is happening within your own body right now. If in the past you had to struggle desperately to stay calm, to stay balanced, to keep your heart from sinking into chaos, now your very body is speaking to you, telling you that it has entered an entirely new season, a season in which renewal is no longer confined to your emotions or thoughts, but has spread into your muscles, your heartbeat, your breath. You are becoming from the inside out, and your body is the most honest mirror of this transformation. There are parts of your being that once fell silent, hidden in the shadows, forgotten under the weight of wounds and prolonged worries. These were the places that responded only with tension, contraction, fear, or aches without clear cause. But now, as my presence draws nearer than ever, even those deepest parts are beginning to tremble with a new rhythm, the rhythm of healing, of revival, of freedom you once barely dared to imagine. They are awakening, my child. They recognize that I am doing something in your life that no one else could ever do. A quiet strength, unboastful, gentle, yet profoundly enduring, has taken the place of the territories that belonged to weakness for so many years. The areas that once made you anxious with just the slightest external pressure are now standing firm as if deeply rooted. Where your mind once harbored inner chaos, a sacred order is now quietly taking shape. I am rearranging what used to be tangled within you, not through a force that crushes, but through the tender power of my presence. As it is spoken in Psalm 46:10, "Be still and know that I am God." When you become still in me, your body learns to rest in peace as well. Look at the places that once carried your heaviest burdens, the tightness in your chest, the weight across your back, the long nights of restless sleep, the unexplained fatigue. All these things once surrounded you like invisible chains, but now it is different. In those very places, you feel lighter, clearer, more at ease. You no longer have to brace yourself. You no longer have to run. You no longer have to pretend you are fine. Peace is no longer merely something spoken. It is woven into the way your body relaxes when you pray, into the deep, gentle breaths you take when you place your heart in my hands, into the sense of safety you carry each time you step into a new day. My child, your heart, the center of all reactions, all wounds, all longings, has been completely rebuilt by me, not patched up, not partially healed, but rebuilt from the foundation. I have replaced the old stones, the memories that made you feel unworthy, the wounds that caused you to question my love, the voices that made you feel small with new ones. Peace, clarity, steadfastness, and a quiet but enduring joy. With this renewed heart, you move through life differently. You do not react according to old fears. You are no longer easily confused. You are not swept away by emotional storms as before. You have changed, and you do not need to explain it to anyone. And I want you to remember this. You do not need to prove that you have grown, become stronger, or become a new person. You do not need praise to validate your worth. You do not need to strain yourself so that others can see your transformation. The peace that now rests on your face, the way you speak gently yet with clarity, the way you show up without creating pressure, these things alone are evidence enough. The stillness you do not force but naturally carry into every conversation, every step, every glance is already my mark upon you. Your body, every small gesture, every heartbeat is bearing witness on your behalf, not to your importance, not to abilities you created on your own, but to my character revealed in you. When I touch a life, the whole being reflects it, not only the spirit, not only the mind, but the body as well. You become a mirror of my gentleness, my strength, my stability, and my faithfulness. And others, even without knowing what you have gone through, can sense that something about you is different, something not born from you, but from the one who lives in you. My child, this is what happens when I complete my work. When your spirit is restored, your mind renewed, and your body rests in the peace I give, all these things join into a sacred unity. You no longer live with each part moving in a different direction, your mind racing with anxiety, your emotions sinking into valleys, your body worn down with exhaustion. I draw all the parts of you together, place them in the same rhythm, the same breath, the same source of life. From there, you begin to walk in the wholeness I intended for you from the very beginning. All of this is happening not because you have tried harder, but because you have surrendered yourself fully to me with honesty, humility, and trust. When you rest in my hands, I begin to do what no one else can: unite what was once fragmented, heal what was misaligned, and plant within you a new life that no power can take away. Beloved child, you are living in that renewal each day, and your body, like a living map, is telling the story of my grace, a grace that has, is, and will continue making you whole in me. As you move forward, remember that every peaceful breath, every moment of stability, every gentle step is my word written into your very being. You are mine, and I am renewing every part of you. My beloved child, look back at the journey you have walked in these recent days, and you will see something profound. The steps that once demanded all your strength, tense muscles, and restrained breaths have now become light and natural, flowing like water that moves along its intended path. This is not because you suddenly became stronger, but because you have begun moving in the same rhythm as me. You no longer strain to control everything, nor do you constantly brace yourself for possible disaster. That tension that once hovered over you like a shadow is now dissolving, because my presence is becoming evident in every breath you take. The inner battles, the spirals of self-blame, the endless debates inside your mind, the quiet fears you have never dared to name, are now receding into the background. They are still there, but they no longer rule over you. They no longer drag you into sleepless nights, nor make you tremble at sudden changes. They have grown weak because my light has entered those hidden corners. As my light expands, the darkness must shrink, and you can now walk forward without having to raise your sword for every single fight as you once did. This is one of the clearest signs of true renewal. It is not that you no longer face challenges, but that challenges no longer define you. My child, your body is coming into alignment with my leading, not through rigid discipline or iron-willed resolve, but through a natural, gentle, and delicate surrender. You follow me without having to force yourself, without needing to create daily motivation, because deep within you there is now an eternal call, the call of the Holy Spirit reminding you of the path I have set before you. You no longer pursue me out of fear of losing blessings, but because your heart has been shaped to love what I love, to desire what I speak, and to turn away from what I do not accept. You wake up early not because anxiety jolts you out of bed like before. Your heart awakens because your spirit has entered a new season, a season in which, the moment the fragile morning light brushes your eyelids, your soul opens itself to receive my words. You seek silence because in that stillness you can breathe, you can rest, you can live. Not because you want to escape life, but because you know that everything you will do today must be built upon the peace found in those quiet moments. You no longer need reminders to seek me, for your mind has already resolved that nothing is more important than my presence in the new day. And my child, it is in that place that I am revealing the true purpose of your life. You used to think that purpose must be proven by grand achievements, great works, and impressive marks that make others stop in admiration. But no, my purpose for you does not begin with unreachable heights. It begins with the very rhythm of life you nurture each day. It is revealed through the quiet changes within your mind, through your choice to guard your heart from things that grieve my hands, through the way you respond to pressure with a calmness you never had before, through steady, unbroken breaths that reflect a soul no longer controlled by fear, through the slow but steady steps, each one carrying the imprint of my presence. You do not need lofty words when the truth inside you is already speaking through your posture, your gaze, your very presence. You do not need to prove that you are ready, because I am the one who sees the heart, and I have seen that readiness shining in your eyes for a long time. Your simple presence in this moment, peaceful, awake, open, is itself evidence that you are standing exactly where I want you to stand. My child, you often believe that readiness comes when everything within you is complete, when you are absolutely strong and devoid of doubt. But hear this: readiness in my eyes is not the same as readiness in the world's eyes. I do not wait for you to become perfect. I wait for a heart that opens, a soul that yields, a spirit that does not resist. And you have given me that. This is why I spoke in Isaiah 30:21. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." Do you hear it? That is grace. That is assurance. That is the proof that I am walking with you. This is the surest sign that you are walking closer to me than ever before. Your outward life is now consistent with the truth within you. There is no longer a divide between what you display and what you actually feel. No more inner pressure to appear strong. No more exhaustion from living two separate lives, one for others to see and one kept hidden for yourself. You have become whole. Your mind is no longer running in one direction, while your spirit runs in another. Your body no longer resists what your inner being believes. That harmony, this deep alignment, is the evidence that you have opened the door for me to complete my work in you. And my child, when you reach this harmony, you become lighter, not because you have fewer challenges, but because you know you are not carrying them alone. You become stronger not because you are fearless, but because you know I am always beside you. You become steadier not because you have all the answers, but because you trust that I hold them all. You are walking in the readiness I have prepared for you, and every breath you take, every step you make, every moment you live is itself a confirmation that you are walking with me. You belong to me. You are standing exactly where I desire you to be, and I will continue to lead you farther and deeper to the place where your heart will be filled with the life, the light, and the peace I designed for you long before this world was formed. My beloved child, let your heart open wide in this very moment and listen with your whole being. Do not look at the lives of others. Do not attempt to compare your path with anyone else's race. The world is constantly chasing after proof that can be seen, praise, accomplishments, medals, the dazzling progress that human eyes admire. But you, my child, have received something far more valuable. What you carry within your heart is not a trophy for display, not something to show the world. It is a sacred treasure, a quiet peace so deep that even storms cannot reach it. It rests at the very bottom of your soul, a place only you and I know. The inner knowing I have placed within you does not appear loud, flashy, or dramatic. It does not demand recognition. It is like an underground stream, quiet, persistent, nourishing every root above it without requiring applause. That peace is not measured by the admiration of others, but by your own breath, by the gentle lightness you feel even before you can name it. I am the one who gives you the peace that surpasses all understanding, and as Philippians 4:7 says, the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your comfort, hearts, and your minds in Christ Jesus. You are living in that very truth now. Your breath no longer carries the weight of accumulated responsibilities or the hidden anxieties you once tried to bury. Instead, every breath and every step you take carries the gentle rhythm of stillness that only those who have truly surrendered to me can experience. When you walk, it is not with display or forced strength. It is an internal stability quietly radiating outward, a kind of peace that cannot be explained, only felt. Let others live by what they can accomplish, but you, my child, are living by what I am forming within you. This is the greatest difference between you and the world. You do not need to chase applause. You do not need to seek approval to affirm your worth, because now you have learned to recognize the most important voice, the voice I speak to you. And once your heart knows that voice, every other voice becomes small. When you speak, your voice no longer trembles, nor does it carry the fear of being judged. It has grown steadier, deeper, gentler, not because you are trying to prove anything, but because you no longer need to. You speak truth, the truth I have placed in your heart. There is no boasting in that voice, only the quiet assurance of a soul that knows where it belongs. It is this combination of truth and stillness that makes others realize something in you has changed forever. Have you noticed how others look at you differently now? They may not understand what is happening, but they feel it. They sense your steadiness as you walk, your certainty as you make decisions, your gentle yet purposeful movements. This is not a change you engineered. It is the inner reality I have shaped in you, slowly rising to the surface, my child. The calling I have placed upon your life is greater than anything you could ever say. It is not the calling of noise or spectacle or anything designed to impress others. It is deeper, more enduring, coming from the innermost place of your being where I have touched you, healed you, restored you, and realigned your path. You may try to stay silent about what I am doing within you, but you cannot hide it, for the way you live will become the testimony itself. You are becoming the truest version of yourself, not the self shaped by fear, not the image imposed by the expectations of others, not the form that pressure once forced you to wear. You are becoming the person I saw from the very beginning, before wounds taught you to doubt yourself, before harsh words made you shrink back, before failures convinced you that you were unworthy of love. And now, even your body is simply affirming that truth. It reacts differently, moves differently, exists differently because the source of life within you has been renewed. Your heart is quieter, your breath is deeper, your steps are firmer, and your eyes shine brighter. These outward changes are not a performance. They are the fruit of a genuine transformation. My child, I want you to understand this with your whole being. The peace you are sensing is not the product of your effort, but the imprint of my presence upon your life. You cannot manufacture it by willpower. You can only experience it when you surrender yourself to me. And when that peace fills you, every part of you, from your spirit to your emotions, from your thoughts to your body, begins to echo the same truth. I belong to you. When you live in this authenticity, you no longer need to prove anything. Others will see it on their own, and what they will see is not your capability or your strength, but my presence within you. That presence is the real evidence, evidence no one can deny, evidence that needs no promotion, only a life that simply lives it. My beloved child, continue walking in this peace. for it is the clearest sign that you are standing exactly where I want you to stand. And as you keep walking in this truth, your entire life will become a song without lyrics, yet one that touches the deepest parts of the human heart. You are the living testimony of the work I am bringing to completion. You are my answer to many past prayers, and you simply through the quiet peace of your existence are revealing me to the world more than you ever realized. My beloved one, open your spirit wide to receive what I am speaking to you, for you are standing at a sacred turning point of the journey I have personally led you through since the very beginning. The season of preparation, a long, quiet season filled with no shortage of trials, has now come to its completion. You have walked through enough nights of darkness, enough stretches of silence, enough moments when you feared your heart could not bear another weight, so that now, as a new door opens before you, you can stand firm and step through it without trembling. You once thought that what you endured was random, a series of unrelated events. But my child, every shattered piece, every heavy breath, every moment you collapsed from exhaustion has been recorded and woven into my process of shaping you. Nothing in that journey was wasted. Not a single tear fell without meaning. Not one wound was permitted without purpose. You did not merely survive trials. You were reshaped by my very hands. You have been renewed, nourished, and prepared for something far beyond what the world can comprehend. There were seasons when you looked at yourself and could not understand why your spirit felt awakened while your body felt out of rhythm. Why you knew you were called to walk in peace, yet your flesh trembled when faced with hardship. Why you believed I loved you, yet your nights were still wrapped in anxiety. You thought these were signs that you were not enough, that your faith was lacking, that you were unworthy of what I placed inside your heart. But now, as you look back, you understand, none of those roads were meaningless. Every sensation of breaking, every long stretch of waiting, every moment when I seemed silent in the face of your prayers, all of it was part of the design I crafted uniquely for you. I dismantled old foundations within you, not to destroy, but to rebuild with stronger materials. I uprooted the toxic roots of fear to plant the roots of truth in their place. I pruned away the old patterns that exhausted you so you could step into a sacred rhythm, a gentle yet steady rhythm woven from my breath and guided by my spirit. Everything you once assumed was failure was, in truth, nothing more than the necessary steps backward so that you could be rebuilt from within. I have seen every moment when you felt exhausted, and I did not abandon you for even a single second. When others looked at you and thought you were slowing down, I saw your roots growing deeper. When others believed you had lost your direction, I saw you learning to recognize my voice. When others saw you standing still, I saw you being fortified at the very core of your soul. As Romans 8:28 declares, "In all things God works for the good of those who love Him." You are the living testimony of that promise. You were being prepared, even when you had no idea preparation was taking place. And now, as your mind, your inner being, and your body have come into alignment, you are walking with a clarity and strength you have never possessed before. You have let go of the old ways of living, the impulsive reactions, the inner voices that once made you doubt yourself, the habits that drained your soul. You chose to step into truth, to walk under my guidance, even when it meant slowing down, going against the current, or releasing what you once thought was safe. And now you have found a sacred rhythm, a way of living not pushed by fear or pressure, but shaped by the peace that comes from me. This rhythm makes you strong without needing to display strength, humble without erasing yourself, peaceful without running from reality, and discerning without having to argue with the world. All of this flows from a soul that has finally become united with its mind and its body. My child, it is for this reason that you can now carry burdens that others could never withstand. It is not because you are talented, nor because you are naturally resilient, but because you have been restructured from the inside out. I have taken away from you the weights that were never meant to be yours, so I could make room for the greater things I am placing upon your shoulders. I have freed you from the invisible fears that once held you back so you could walk in the courage that comes from me. I have removed the pains that once caused you to shrink so you could feel deeper compassion for wandering souls. You thought you were losing, but in reality, you were being entrusted. You thought you were being cut back, but in truth, you were expanding. You thought I was taking from you, but everything I removed was only to prepare space for what is far better. And now, my child, the season of preparation has come to an end. You are no longer one who merely stands on the sidelines. You are stepping into a season of being sent, not a season that arrives like a thunderous storm, but one that rises like dawn, gentle, steady, and unstoppable. You no longer live in a fragmented state between spirit, mind, and body. These three have now become one, strong, clear, and fully equipped. You are no longer a scattered piece. You are a complete being, meticulously prepared for what I am setting before you. What I have prepared for you is not ordinary. It is deeper than anything you have imagined. It is broader than anything you have envisioned. It exceeds anything you are capable of measuring. But you do not need to be afraid, because I am the one who goes before you. I am the one who walked with you through every former season, and I am the one who will complete every work I have begun in your life. Stand firm in this truth. You are ready, not because you are strong, but because I have made you strong, not because you are wise, but because I have placed clarity within your heart. Not because you know the way, but because I am the way, and I am leading you step by step, my beloved child. This is only the beginning. I am opening before you a new season, a new path, a new purpose. Walk forward, not in hurry, not in fear, but in full trust that I am with you. You were created for this moment. You were prepared for this season. And you are stepping into what I myself wrote for you long before you were formed in your mother's womb. You belong to me, and I will walk with you until every purpose is fulfilled. My beloved child, quiet your heart so you can receive what I am speaking, for these words are not merely to comfort you, but to place a clear mark upon your soul, a mark that says, I have seen, I have known, and I have acknowledged every small thing you have ever done in silence. There are choices you thought were insignificant, moments you believed no one noticed, decisions you made as gently as a breath, but, my child, I have watched each one with the eyes of the one who perceives even the deepest layers of the human heart. I see clearly the moments when you did not speak a word of gratitude, did not utter a phrase of worship, yet still chose peace instead of bitterness. I see the moments when you longed to defend yourself, to explain, to speak up in order to protect your dignity, but instead you chose silence, gentleness, and allowed kindness to lead you. These moments may be invisible to the eyes of the world, but they shine like pearls before me. I see that you chose what was right even when it brought no benefit to you. I see that you chose love even when no one returned it. I see that you chose forgiveness while your heart was still trembling from the wound. I see that you chose wisdom over impulsiveness, tenderness over resentment. And in each of those moments, heaven inclined itself to listen. You think that to please me, you must perform grand actions, pray with mighty words, or walk in ways so radiant that everyone notices. But I tell you the truth, greatness in my unshakable kingdom is not measured by noise, but by sincerity. You do not need achievements to bear my name. You only need a heart that is open, soft, and willing to respond to me. And my beloved child, that is exactly what you have given me in moments no one saw, no one applauded, no one acknowledged. You said yes to me not with echoes, but with endurance, gentleness, and quiet faithfulness. That is why I smile upon every small choice you make, because those silent choices carry more power than any loud declaration. I notice the times when you enter someone's life like a gentle breeze, unnoticed, unremembered, unthanked. You arrive, you lift, you encourage, you stand beside those in need, and then you leave without complaint. These actions do not draw attention to you, but they glorify my name in ways the world cannot understand. And I, the one who never overlooks anything, have seen it all. I see the times you choose life over bitterness. I see the times you want to give up but choose to move forward. I see the days when you are so weary that you wish to disappear from everything, but you still step into the new day, still do what is right, still believe in me even when your hope is as small as a mustard seed. In these very things, I have seen you more clearly than ever. Heaven can be moved with a single word from my mouth, yet my heart is moved by your small but sincere actions. When you choose kindness over anger, all of heaven witnesses it. When you choose forgiveness over resentment, the angels rejoice. When you choose to hold on to peace instead of letting fear drag you, I incline my ear toward you. For as Psalm 56:8 says, "You count my wanderings, you put my tears into your bottle. Not a single tear you shed is lost from the memory of heaven." My child, understand this deeply. You do not need human affirmation to know you are on the right path. You do not need anyone to praise you, understand you, or agree with you. I am the one who sees it all. I am the one who affirms you. I am the one who gives value to every hidden choice you make, and I am the one who will publicly bless you in the season I have appointed. I never allow what you sow in the dark to be forgotten in the light. You have sown in tears, you will reap in joy. You have endured in silence, you will be lifted up in glory. You have offered me the smallest pieces of your life, and through you, I will do great and mighty things. If my words are stirring your heart, if you feel a warmth spreading through your spirit, it is because I am touching the deepest part of you, the place where you once grew tired, wounded, and stood on the fragile line between hope and despair. Treasure this. Do not ignore the moments when your heart responds in this way, for they are signs that the Holy Spirit is bearing witness within you, that you belong to me. Hold this feeling as a person holds a small flame in their hands on a winter night, for it is not a fleeting emotion but a sacred affirmation that I am nearer to you than you realize. My beloved child, cherish what I am speaking to you. Honor what I am allowing you to feel in this moment. Let gratitude rise from your heart as your response to me. And as a simple sign that you value what I am doing within you, touch the button of affection not to please anyone, but as a quiet symbol that your heart is resonating with my voice. For whenever you express even the smallest response, I pour more life, more light, and more blessing into your days. My beloved child, I delight in you. I am pleased with the choices you have made. And I am about to reveal to you things far greater, things so astounding that even you will be amazed when you see what I am going to accomplish through your life. You have been faithful in the small things, and I, the faithful one, will lead you into doors you could never open on your own. You are my joy, you are my witness, and you are the one I am preparing to step into the glorious season that is approaching. My beloved child, open your heart wide and allow every word I am about to speak to sink deeply into the very core of your soul. For from this moment forward I will begin to speak to you about your future, a future not only good, but one that will astonish you with the way I arrange all things around you. That future will not be the result of striving beyond your limits, nor the product of anxiety or self-reliance, but the fruit of your quiet faithfulness during the unseen days when no one noticed. This is the season you will enter not with trembling, but with the steadiness of someone who knows that every door meant to open will open, and whatever does not belong to you will simply close on its own. You will no longer need to force any door open. You will not need to push yourself through pathways I have not appointed. You will not need to worry about being unprepared, insufficient, or not strong enough. The doors I have chosen for you will open of themselves. They open not because you pound on them, but because you have learned the art of waiting in peace. They open not because you demand them, but because in your endurance you have kept your heart soft before me. They open not because you compete or strive, but because I, your Father, have gone ahead to prepare the way. And as Revelation 3:8 declares, "Behold, I have set before you an open door, which no one is able to shut. My child, this will be true for you." Contrary to what the world calls success, what you will receive in this season is not fame, not the spotlight, not the applause of the crowd. What I will give you is deeper, more enduring, more sacred. You will receive good fruit, things of true worth, things that last longer than applause, things untouched by time or the shifting circumstances of life. You will step into a life of depth, a life of meaning, a life marked by my presence. These things do not make noise, yet they echo into eternity. People may chase after praise, but you, my beloved child, will hear something far more precious, my own voice, speaking directly, tenderly, personally to you. Well done. That is not human praise, it is affirmation from heaven. That affirmation will warm your soul in a way no award or recognition could ever match. When you live from that affirmation, you will no longer chase validation from others. You will no longer need it. And my child, I am healing you in ways deeper than you yourself realize. I am healing you from the belief that you must become better before you can be loved. You were once taught that love must be paired with achievement, that worth must be matched with perfection. But now I am removing each layer of that burden from your soul. I am healing you from shame, the shame that once made you shrink back, that once convinced you you were not enough, that once made you hide from the gaze of others. I am healing you from wounds stretched across many years, wounds of not being seen, not being acknowledged, not being loved in the way you hoped. All of those things are falling off you, little by little, like chains dropping from your feet. My child, let them fall. Do not cling to what once made you heavy. Do not hold on to old fears. Do not grasp the judgments you once placed upon yourself. For now, the truth has been proclaimed from heaven. You are already known, not by the world, but by the one who created you. You are already seen, not by those who once overlooked you, but by the one who has watched every step you have ever taken. You already have worth, not a worth earned by your deeds, but a worth that comes simply from your existence in my heart, and you are already loved. Not loved conditionally, but loved by nature, loved deeply, enduringly, unchangeably. I want you to understand this with your whole soul. The things I have prepared for your future cannot be stolen, cannot be replaced, and cannot be shut down simply because someone fails to recognize you. Your future is built on my foundation, not on the shaky ground of human applause. You will walk forward with a lightness you have never known, because you will no longer carry the burdens of the past. You will walk with a new confidence, not a loud or boastful confidence, but a confidence rooted in the truth that you have been chosen. You will live with a more peaceful soul, because you know that not a single step of your future will fall outside of my hands. Let your soul rest in my love, because the season of having to prove yourself has ended. The season of living in fear that you are not enough has closed. You are stepping into a new season where all you need to do is follow my voice, keep your heart anchored in truth, and allow me to lead you to the place I have appointed for you. You will be amazed when you see me open doors. You will be moved when you realize I prepared everything long before you arrived. You will rejoice when you understand that every tear that once fell has become a seed for the joyful harvest you are about to enter. My beloved child, your future is no longer shaped by what you fear. It is shaped by the one who loves you. And I, your Lord, will never let you walk alone. Step into this new season with a light heart, because the words I speak over you today are the greatest confirmation. You belong to me, you are loved, and you are ready for what I am about to do. And now, my beloved one, pause and respond to what I am saying. There is no need to run, no need to force yourself into some profound spiritual experience, and no need to prove that you are walking correctly. Just breathe, take one deep, slow, complete breath, and let that breath become your answer to me. Breath was the first gift I placed in you when you opened your eyes to life, and now, in the midst of all the shifts around you, I want you to return to that simple thing, breath and my presence. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me remain in this room with you. There is no need for a grand atmosphere, no need for glowing candles, no need for a large gathering. The room where you are sitting is sacred enough for me to dwell. Right here in the warmth of your breath and the weariness still resting on your shoulders, I choose to meet you. Let my love fill every empty place you have been afraid to face, every fragment of your soul you believed you had to piece back together on your own. My child, you do not have to tense up to heal, for I am the one who restores you. Let every tension melt away like morning mist beneath the rising sun. Let every invisible effort, the effort to be strong, to be right, to please everyone, come to a stop in this moment, so that my peace may rise and cover you like a gentle, warm stream that knows exactly what you need right now. You do not need a sermon. You do not need to take notes. You do not need to understand everything. All that is needed is presence between you and me, a presence without words, without doctrine, without structure, just me and just you. And my child, that alone is enough to move heaven, enough to make my heart smile, enough to cause every force in the heavenly realms to move on your behalf. You have already pleased me simply by staying here with me today, simply by not running, simply by sitting still, simply by letting me wipe the tears you have not dared to show anyone else. You do not know how precious that is in my eyes. As Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." And right now, you are the one I am close to. A small act in your ordinary day, a quiet word of kindness to someone, a sincere hug, an encouraging message sent to someone weary, a moment you restrain your rising anger, a time you whisper, "I'm sorry," or even a trembling prayer offered to me when you feel emptied. Out these simple things can shake great walls in the spiritual realm. Heaven does not move only through grand sermons. Heaven moves through tiny mustard seed actions carried by sincerity. These small things expand my kingdom not with noise, but with your faithfulness. If today all you can do is rest, cry in silence, and whisper my name, O child, that alone is holy. Your tears are not a sign of weakness. They are prayers spoken in a language only I can fully understand. If your breath feels heavy, I hear the weight of it. If your heart feels shattered, I feel every fracture. If your mind is tired, I know each thought pressing down on you. You do not need to be strong before me. You do not need to brace yourself to be worthy. I do not love you because you stand firm. I love you even when you are on your knees. My beloved child, I understand everything, every worry you carry, every emotion you try to hide, every wound you think no one sees, every hesitation you have not dared to voice. I understand your sighs better than any explanation. I understand the things you do not have the strength to name. I understand the loneliness you bury beneath your smile. I understand the wounds you carry that no one knows how to touch. I understand the prayers you suppress because you do not want to trouble me. I understand the way you fall silent and the moments you want to cry out. There is no movement within your soul that my hands do not reach. Let this moment become the place where you truly let yourself fall into my hands. No more fighting, no more arguing with yourself, no more striving to be right. Simply let me be your father, and let yourself be my child. Let your breath become lighter. Let your shoulders relax. Let your hands open. Let your tears fall if they wish to fall. Let the stillness within you speak, because in that stillness I am saying something the world will never be able to hear. You are mine. I am here. I see you. I love you. And child, if you are here, if you give me even a few moments in your day, if you dare to breathe deeply in my presence, that alone is enough to alter your entire soul. That alone is enough for heaven to bend near. That alone is enough for my light to seep into the deepest places of your spirit, places you once believed nothing could reach. That alone is enough for me to begin the work of healing, renewing, upholding, preparing, and transforming you into my likeness. My beloved, let your heart become soft as you listen to what I now say, for this is the truth I have long wanted to plant in your soul, a truth that, once you truly hold it, every fear, every pressure, every burden of comparison will vanish like morning mist under the rising sun. Your worth does not and will never come from what you accomplish. You are not the sum of your tasks, your achievements, or the rare praises people may offer you. You are not defined by how much others notice you, mention you, or evaluate you. You belong to me, and I alone determine your value. My love formed you. I breathed life into you and called you by name before anyone on earth ever knew you existed. You were not shaped by accident, but by the loving intention of the one who created heaven and earth. Everything about you, your smile, your eyes, your temperament, the rhythm of your heart was crafted within my design of love. You are measured not by capability, but by the joy I have in you. I delight when I see you. I rejoice when you draw near to me. I cherish each moment you choose what is right. You are my reward, my joy, the child in whom I take pride, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. So do not rush ahead of tomorrow. Do not race into the future as though you will be left behind if you do not move faster. Do not believe you must have all the answers, finish everything quickly, or be endlessly strong to prove your worth. You are not required to advance according to the pace the world demands. I do not ask you to exhaust your soul chasing things I never placed on your shoulders. Instead, walk in fullness, the fullness of one who is known, loved, and kept in my hands. Walk in the joy of knowing you are not lost, not forgotten, not misjudged. Live as someone deeply loved, because that is the truth. My child, hold this truth the way you would hold a precious gem. You have made me smile. Not because of grand deeds done in public, but because of the small, humble, honest choices you have made in the quiet. There were moments when you gave me your whole heart in hours no one witnessed. Nights when you knelt and no one knew, just to whisper a small prayer, a trembling thank you, or simply to breathe in my presence. There were days you chose what was right, even knowing it would cost you. You chose kindness, even when kindness meant loss. You chose forgiveness, even when you had every right to hold bitterness. You chose gentleness, even when you were wounded. You chose integrity, even when it made you appear weak in the eyes of others. These are the things that make me smile. You do not know how powerfully every quiet choice you make resounds in heaven. Each time you choose me, again and again in silence, in struggle, in pain, in moments when you feel you have nothing left to offer, that is when the kingdom of heaven widens its gates. I see everything. I remember everything. I cherish everything. As 1 Samuel 16:7 says, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And my child, I have seen your heart, a heart beautiful in a way only I can fully understand. You often believe you must be better, stronger, or more capable in order to keep my love. But my child, my love does not depend on your perfection. You are enough even when you feel you are not. You are worthy even when others fail to recognize your value. You are loved even when you feel you have nothing to offer. You belong to me even when you feel lost or uncertain. You are closest to me, not on the days you feel strong, But on the days you come to me, broken, uncovered, and honest, without hiding, without pretending, you have been building something miraculous for a long time without realizing it. You have built a faithful heart, a persevering soul, a faith that does not boast but endures, an inner life deep enough to withstand the fiercest winds around you. You have sown with tears through small choices, through letting go, through silent prayers, through days you kept walking even when the path ahead was unclear. And now, you stand upon a foundation that I, myself, have strengthened through every trial you endured. My beloved child, I want you to know that everything you once thought was small carries eternal weight. No act of kindness is wasted, no prayer is forgotten, no sacrifice is unseen. You did not build this miracle in a single day. You built it over hundreds of hidden days when no one was watching, when all you had was me. And that is what makes you strong in a way the world cannot comprehend. My beloved, until every prophecy I have spoken over your life comes to its fullness, until every door I have prepared swings open, until my goodness stands visibly before your eyes, I want you to take refuge in the very promises I have planted in your soul. Let my words become your shelter, like a house that shields you from every storm, like arms that embrace your weary heart, like a gentle breath that dries the unseen tears no one else notices. My words are not merely sentences, they are the solid rock beneath your entire life. When you cling to them, you anchor yourself to truth that cannot be shaken across all ages. My cherished one, I want you to know that I need you, not because I lack anything, but because the light within you is the light I placed there, a light capable of piercing darkness that no one else can reach. There are places where darkness has settled for far too long, where despair has become the air people breathe, where hope no longer feels possible. In those very places, I want your light to shine. I see the love behind every kindness you give through a gentle word, a compassionate look, a small but sincere gesture. Every act of goodness you offer, no matter how small, opens a sliver of light for someone living in the shadows. Thank you, my child, for being there for me even when your hands were empty, when you were exhausted, when your soul felt shattered. I see every moment you stood in the dark, yet still lifted your heart toward me. I see every time you chose silence rather than wounding someone. I see every moment you chose kindness over bitterness. I see every time you whispered yes to me on days when nothing felt certain. I see it all, and I treasure every single moment. My child, I delight in you. I rejoice over who you are. Not because you have accomplished many things for me, not because you are better than anyone else, but simply because you are you, the child I formed with the gentlest hands in the universe. The joy I have in you is unlike the fleeting joy of humanity. It is deep, steady, strong, and nothing on earth can steal it. Even now, as you read these words, I am singing over you. That song is not a metaphor, it is a reality in the heavenly realm. All of heaven joins me in that song, a song in which you are the theme, you are the delight, you are the reason for the rejoicing that rises throughout the courts of glory. And my child, this smile I pour over you will never fade. It does not depend on your achievements. It does not shift when you stumble. It does not dim when you feel weak. It does not disappear when you make mistakes. It remains forever, because its root is not found in what you do, but in who you are. You are, my child. You were loved before you did anything at all. And that love is the foundation upon which I build every blessing in your life. Keep this truth close to your heart, as one would guard a priceless jewel that never leaves their side. You always bring me joy. You bring me joy, not because of perfection, but because of authenticity. Not because of success, but because of a tender heart. Not because of grand victories, but because of faithfulness in the small things. I see the things behind you, the things you do not speak of, the things you never show, the sacrifices you never tell anyone about, the moments you force yourself to stand even when your legs tremble. I see what no one sees. I hear the prayers you do not dare to speak aloud. I embrace the wounds you hide so carefully. I rejoice because you have not abandoned yourself. I rejoice because you still place your trust in me. I rejoice because you keep walking even when the road feels long. My beloved child, let your heart become still as you receive the words I am about to speak, for this is one of the most important truths I desire to engrave deep within your soul. You have walked through many seasons you could never fully describe, seasons of waiting, of uncertainty, of inner struggle, of feeling forgotten. And in the midst of those long, shadowed days you wondered, is the Lord disappointed in me? Am I not good enough to continue the journey He chose for me? My child, I want to make this unmistakably clear. I am not disappointed in you. I never have been, and I never will be. When you feel too small for the task ahead, I do not look at you with disappointment. I look at you with the gentle smile of a father who knows your journey more intimately than you ever could. I smile not because you are weak, but because I see the powerful seed I planted at the core of your being. I know the strength you are capable of becoming. I know your true essence, an essence that surpasses fear, surpasses limitation, surpasses the self-condemning words you have spoken over yourself. When you see yourself as small, I see the vast potential that only time and my presence can reveal. Remember this whenever you feel overlooked, whenever you find yourself standing alone in a quiet room, whenever your prayers seem to drift into emptiness. I am watching over every moment of your life. There is no tear that falls unnoticed. There is no sigh that escapes my hearing. There is no weary step you take without me walking beside you. I rejoice every time I look at you, not because you are always strong, but because you keep going, because you keep holding on to hope, because you keep lifting your eyes toward me even when your heart trembles. And my child, there is still so much ahead of you. I do not merely have a plan for your life. I have a beautiful journey, a sacred and radiant story written by my own hand, the hand that never makes mistakes. The things I am preparing for you are anything but ordinary. They are beyond what your imagination can grasp. Every moment I led you through yesterday has been quietly laying the groundwork for my will in your tomorrow. But my child, remember this with absolute clarity. The next chapter of your life, the glory that is coming, the miracles you will witness, the open doors awaiting you, the great harvest that has been prepared, the moments when you will look up and declare, "Only God could have done this." None of these are the reason I love you. I do not love you because of what you will accomplish in the future. I do not love you because of the ministry you will carry, the influence you will one day have, or the victories you will eventually see. My love for you does not originate from any of those achievements. I love you right now, in this very moment, whether you feel empty or full of strength, steady or fragile, clear-minded or confused, you are already loved. When everything around you falls silent and you have no idea how to take the next step, I still love you. When every promise remains in the realm of the future and all you see ahead is fog, I am still holding you. When everything is being prepared quietly, when nothing has opened yet, when no miracle has appeared, when joy is still waiting in the distance, I have already loved you. My beloved child, let your spirit open wide and receive what I am about to speak, for this is one of the most important revelations for the path you are stepping into. Return to me, not only when you feel strong, not only when you are certain of what to do, but especially in the moments when the world unsettles you, when your heart sinks into the thick fog of questions without answers. In those very moments, I am still here. I have never left. I am standing right beside you, watching you with tenderness, delighting in you, and ready to lift you with a love that cannot be shaken. You do not know, my precious child, how deeply you move my heart. It is not the great things you do, not the loud victories, not the triumphant moments that stir me, but the quiet yes that only I can hear. Every time you choose what is right, when no one is watching, every time you give a gentle smile to someone who is hurting, every time you hold back your anger to avoid wounding another, every time you forgive while your heart is still bleeding, those moments rise into the heavens like the most beautiful hymns. My child, every yes you offer me in silence becomes a pure flower blooming in the garden of heaven, and I am the one who not only sees each one, but treasures them deeply. You have no idea how much light your hidden acts of love have brought into the lives of others. Someone found strength again because of a small word you offered. Someone stepped out of darkness because of a single compassionate glance. Someone chose not to give up on life because of an act of kindness you thought was small or accidental. But my child, nothing done in love is accidental. In the kingdom, no act is wasted, no prayer is meaningless, no sacrifice is forgotten. I remember everything you have walked through with me, every night you cried alone, every morning you rose while your soul was still heavy, every moment you begged me to keep you standing, even when your legs were trembling. There has not been a single second I did not see. I have watched every beat of your heart, and I have understood every quiet space inside you that you never expressed to anyone. I delight in you. And I say this with the deepest truth. I delight in you. Not because of what you can do, not because of how well you try to appear strong, but because of the pure essence I placed within you from the very beginning. I delight when I see you rise again after harsh winds. I delight when you trust me, even when everything around you seems to collapse. I delight when you choose love in a world that so easily chooses to wound. I delight when you remain faithful, gentle, and humble, even in seasons when nothing seems to return to you. You have always belonged to me. No matter how you feel, no matter what you think about your own worthiness, no matter how many times you stumble, you are still mine. And I want you to know this even before you finish reading all these words. You will always be mine. Your belonging does not depend on your emotions or on how well you perform spiritually. It is sealed by my love for you, a love that does not change, does not fade with time, and cannot be moved by anything. My beloved child, the smile I give you today is not merely an encouragement for this present moment. It is the beginning of a harvest you never realized you had been sowing. All this time, you have sown kindness, you have sown faithfulness, you have sown tears, you have sown gratitude, and you have sown perseverance during days that felt empty and insignificant. And now, the harvest is drawing nearer than you imagine. You thought you were simply surviving day by day, but in reality, you have been building an entire spiritual field, one that I am about to drench with my grace. Stay close to me. Do not step away from the place of peace where I have positioned you. Allow me to continue guiding, healing, shaping, and renewing your heart. Do not let the noise or the fear of this world make you forget my voice. Continue to love, because love is the greatest mark of those who belong to me. Guard your faith, even when all you have left is a single flicker. For with that one flicker, I can bring forth a new dawn. As Hebrews 10:23 says, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. My child, the one who promised you is me, and I am always faithful. The best is still ahead, not because you have prepared enough, but because I have prepared everything for you. Not because you are strong, but because I am your strength. Not because you know the way, but because I will take your hand. My beloved soul, when I invite you to shine with the light of my spirit, it is not only a call to step out and accomplish something great. It is also a gentle and earnest invitation for that light to touch you, first, to bathe you in my presence, and from there, to spill over into the places that are lacking warmth, lacking hope, and lacking the hands that know how to lift others up. Come to the areas within yourself that still remain in shadow, the worries buried deep, the fatigue you hesitate to admit, the emotions you once tried to hide. When you allow my light to enter, you will see that no corner within you is meaningless. Every part of you deserves healing, and deserves to be revived by the life of heaven. From that place, you will learn how to bring hope to trembling hearts around you, not by your own strength, but by the very things you have tasted in me. My beloved child, pause for a moment amid all the turbulence surrounding you, the stacked plans, the unseen fears, the constant noise in your mind that convinces you that you must keep running. Keep proving yourself. Keep pushing just a little more. I ask you this with the patience of a father who knows your soul more deeply than you know yourself. Will you stop long enough to listen? Not to the world, not to the confusing voices, but to my voice, the voice you recognize yet sometimes do not dare to trust. That voice does not rush you, does not condemn you, does not push you into fear. It keeps a gentle rhythm, soft as the morning breeze, but steady like the rock you can lean on at any moment. When you truly listen, you will sense that I am calling you back to the peace you thought you had lost, back to the rest you have been searching for without knowing how to grasp it. I am not far from you. Right in the midst of your chaos, I am beside you, touching the places you believed had become numb, dried up, or beyond hope. You do not need to do anything extraordinary to hear me. You only need one moment of pause, one deep breath, one small pocket of stillness, and I will show you that I am the one seeking you long before you ever knew how to seek me. No matter how unsteady your life may feel, no matter how rapidly everything seems to shift in ways that frighten you, do not shut your ears or extinguish the whisper of my spirit. Do not let confusion pull you away from the truth that I am closer than you think. You sometimes believe you must be much stronger in order to respond to me, but I have never asked you to be strong. I ask you to be honest. I ask you to let me enter the empty places you have been trying to cover. I love you so deeply that I care about every word I speak to you, every ray of light I send, every warning, every comfort, every encouragement. No message I give you is unnecessary. Each one carries a purpose, to guide you, to soothe the fears in your heart, and to draw you closer into my embrace. Let me fill the deepest places of your soul with a kind of peace the world cannot give, cannot explain, and cannot take away. This peace does not depend on whether everything is calm or whether every circumstance aligns in your favor. It is the foundation I am building within you. This peace allows you to stand firm even when storms rage around you, to hope even when you do not yet see a way out, and to smile through your tears because you know I am still holding your hand. As the scriptures once recorded, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives." John 14:27. That is the very peace I long to place within you today, right now, even in the places where you believe nothing could ever be quiet again. My child, there are moments when you think you have been abandoned, forgotten, set aside while life keeps turning without you. But the truth is this: you have never once stood alone. When you feel as though the whole world is moving away from you, I am the one who remains. When every hope inside you seems to crumble, I am still the one preserving what is left so it does not disappear completely. When doubt surrounds you and despair tries to pull you down, my hand is still on your shoulder, still lifting your steps, still holding your very breath in the palm of my hand. I never leave you. I never turn away when you are weak. You are the one I love, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine. I see every deep wound, every failure you try to hide, every tear you wipe away before anyone notices. I see it all, and yet my love for you remains unchanged. I do not merely watch you fight your battles. I walk with you, I step beside you, and at times I even carry you when you can no longer move forward. Therefore, do not be afraid when your heart contains shadows. Do not be afraid when you cannot understand what is happening. Do not be afraid when you feel like you are losing control. I am not asking you to have all the answers. I am only asking you to take my hand. I am only asking you to trust that I am leading you to a good place, even though you cannot yet see the path clearly. I want you to lean on me with all your fragility, so that I may turn that very fragility into strength. My beloved child, I am still beside you, still whispering your name, still holding my arms open wide. Let me draw you back, let me hold you close, let me heal you. And when you feel that love, you will know that nothing, not the darkness, not the fear, not the trials, not the noise of life, can ever separate you from the love I have for you. My beloved one, let your soul widen and your heart grow quiet to receive what I am about to speak, for these words are not only encouragement for today, but a prophecy for the rest of your journey and for the generations that will walk after you. You think that your weary steps affect only your present life, but my child, you are building something far greater. You are laying the foundation for a spiritual inheritance you cannot yet fully see. I, the one who spans every generation, see it clearly. The inheritance you are building does not arise from grand achievements, wealth, or the success that the world admires. It is shaped by your faithfulness in the smallest moments, the kindness you show to someone who does not return it, the prayer you whisper into the night when no one else is awake, the tear you shed, believing nothing is changing, and every time you choose the light, even when darkness seems stronger. Every seed you plant with sincerity, with perseverance, with aching honesty, each one is forming an inheritance this world needs now more than ever. My child, the blessing I pour over you is not confined to this moment. It is not limited to the day you pray or the year you are living in. The blessing I release over your life is generational, for I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the one who works from age to age. What I do in you today will be reflected in the lives of those who come after you. You are not living for yourself alone. You are opening a spiritual pathway so the next generation can walk with greater ease, greater strength, and greater clarity. Your life is becoming an inspiring story, a story I am writing through your perseverance and your faithfulness. You may not realize it, but every act of love you choose is creating a spiritual memory, a testimony, a living proof of my presence in the life of someone who has learned to surrender. Others may look at you and wonder, what keeps this person standing? What keeps their heart from growing hardened? What helps them keep walking forward? And the answer is me, the one who walks with you through every season, every battle, every wilderness, and every narrow path. My beloved child, you are becoming like a radiant lighthouse in the night, steady upon a cliff in the midst of crashing waves, shining a light to guide those who have lost their way in the sea of life. The light within you is not something you created. It is the light I placed in you, magnified through the trials you have overcome, through the moments when you refused to let your heart become bitter. The wounds you once carried have become the very cracks through which my light shines even more brightly. The places where you were hurt have become opportunities for me to pour out healing, and now, that healing has become the light by which others find their path. You are writing a story that generations will speak of, not because of your talent or your position, but because my faithfulness is being revealed through the life of someone who dared to trust me deeply. You are a living witness to the faithfulness of God, the God who never abandons his children, who turns every difficult season into an opportunity to reveal his glory, who uses even your weakness as the backdrop for his strength. As Psalm 105 declares, "For the Lord is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his faithfulness endures to all generations." That faithfulness is being written through your very journey. You have the capacity to leave behind a legacy of faith, of love, and of deep spiritual transformation. Your faith will become a foundation for others to stand on. Your love will become an example that teaches them how to open their hearts. Your transformation will become hope for those who once believed their lives could never change. Those who look at you will come to understand that transformation is not merely something humans achieve through effort, but something I accomplish through a willing heart. My child, you are not simply living a life, you are paving a way. You are not overcoming challenges only for yourself. You are learning to conquer so that others may look at you and find courage. You are not only being healed, you are becoming a testimony that I can heal any heart. You are not only being lifted up, you are becoming a living promise that I can raise anyone out of the depths of despair. Such a legacy will not be built through grand blessings or dramatic actions, but through each faithful day, each word of kindness that springs from your heart, each moment you choose to return to me, even when you do not understand my plans. And I, the one who sees all, will multiply those choices in ways you cannot imagine. And my child, believe this: what I have begun in you will never be left unfinished. I am not the one who gives you a dream and then leaves you to figure it out on your own. I am not the one who hands you responsibility and then watches from afar. I walk with you. I remain beside you. I am at work even in the places that feel empty. I bless the things you think are small. And I will continue until everything I have destined for you becomes reality. You are sowing seeds that future generations will harvest. You are building a journey that those who come after you will continue to walk. You are constructing a legacy that heaven calls good, a legacy marked by my fingerprints, reflecting my goodness and revealing my glory. My beloved child, the place where you stand today is not an accident, but the very step you chose when you agreed to follow the call of my voice. The path you walk is not always lined with pleasant things, yet it is woven by my providence and sustained by a grace that has never once left you. The strength you carry is not forged from your own resilience, but from the way my eyes rest on you with unconditional love, from the gentle smile I give you even in the moments when you feel your weakest. It is that very smile that softens your heart, lifts you from the deep valleys where you once stumbled, and opens doors you once believed you were never qualified to enter. When you learn to live in the light of my smile, every obstacle in your life begins to change its shape. What once terrified you no longer looks like a wall of impenetrable darkness, but becomes a lesson carrying the seed of growth. The limitations that once boxed you into narrow spaces now become launching pads that propel you toward heights you never dared to imagine. The joy I place within you is not a fleeting feeling of happiness, but a stream of living water that continually softens the hardened ground of your soul and brings to life the goodness you thought had long died. My child, the promises I have spoken over you are not empty. They are waiting for their appointed time to unfold in ways that will leave you astonished. You do not need to worry about when or how they will come to pass. All you need is to embrace the truth that I, the one who created the universe, have never spoken a word I do not fulfill. For I know the plans I have for you, plans for peace and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11. This is the truth I want you to engrave upon your heart, so that whenever you walk without knowing which direction is right, you will remember that a future full of peace, hope, and divine purpose has already been prepared for you. And now, my child, let me ask you something, a question that seems small, yet has the power to transform the course of your entire life. If today you opened your heart fully to the joy I have placed within you, what would happen if you truly believed that the smile of God is shining over your journey, that I, myself, am going ahead of you to clear the path? How would you live? How differently would you walk if you were no longer held back by old fears, old wounds, and old assumptions that you once carried? Try imagining this. You release the doubts that have kept you confined for so long. You lay down the burdens you always thought you had to carry alone. You let go of the limits you knowingly or unknowingly built around your life. When that happens, my child, your future will no longer feel like a string of unclear days. It becomes a wide-open field where every step you take is covered by my glory. You will look at your dreams not with insecurity, but with confidence, knowing that I am the one who planted them in your heart from the very beginning. If you truly have the courage to step into the future I have prepared, no longer judging yourself by harsh standards or old fears, your life will begin to change in ways you cannot measure with human eyes. It will be like a vast painting I am crafting stroke by stroke, each color representing a season you have walked through, each line a moment where I touched your life whether you realized it or not. And when you look back one day, you will stand in awe. Everything has blended together to form a masterpiece that only you, the one who walked with me, could carry. My child, your life is not a series of meaningless efforts. It is a sacred story, a journey in which you are both the main character and the living witness of my enduring love. When you live in the joy I give, you will reflect my glory as naturally as you take a breath. You will become comfort to those who are weary, encouragement to those who are hopeless, and a steady place for those who are shaken. Not because you are more perfect than they are, but because you have allowed me to turn your wounds into places where my light can shine through. My beloved child, when you live in my peace, others will recognize it even before you speak a word. When you allow my smile to warm your heart, it becomes the strongest testimony that I am alive, that I love you, and that I am actively moving in your life. I desire your life to be a living illustration of my unending kindness, of the faithfulness I pour out on those who diligently seek me, and of the hope that never fades within my kingdom. Remember this, you do not need to wait until you are perfect to live fully in my plan. You only need to open your heart to the joy I have placed within you. Wherever my joy is, there is strength. Wherever my smile rests, there is direction. Wherever my presence abides, nothing can shake you. And when you walk with the awareness that I am always smiling upon you, your life will gradually become a song not only sung with sound, but with your very breath, your decisions, your choices, your love, and your courage. That song will rise within the world as a witness that my grace is more beautiful than anything this earth could ever offer. My child, when you open your heart to receive the divine joy I give, your entire life begins to move in ways you have never imagined. Things you once thought were unchangeable, the dark corners you believed would never be touched, begin to open under the light I am placing within your soul. You will notice subtle but undeniable changes, just like the quiet spreading of dawn along the horizon, neither loud nor rushed, yet certain and unstoppable. As that heavenly joy is planted in your life, relationships that once were fractured will begin to find pathways toward healing. This will not happen through your own effort, but through the power of forgiveness and peace that I am restoring inside you. Words that once wounded will be replaced with words that heal. Misunderstandings that weighed heavily on your heart will be cleared by the light of truth. I will teach you how to love the way I love you too. Love without calculation, to love without holding on to past hurts, to love with eyes that see the worth in others just as I see the worth in you. Furthermore, I will open financial doors you once believed you were unworthy to enter. Blessing does not come merely from numbers, but from a prosperous mind, from peace in stewardship, and from the ability to let blessing flow through your hands to others. I will grant you wisdom so that you can stand firm in seasons of abundance, so wealth does not cause you to lose your purpose, but becomes a tool you use to sow goodness on the earth. As Scripture reminds you, it is the Lord your God who gives you power to get wealth, Deuteronomy 8:18. It is not luck nor coincidence, but my intentional arrangement set in place by the one who has placed my seal upon your life. Concerning your health, I will touch the very places where you feel the weakest. Every cell, every breath, every heartbeat is in my hands. The restoration I give does not come only to the body, but also to the soul weighed down by anxiety and exhaustion. I heal invisible wounds, the silent fears that drain your strength, the memories that disrupt your sleep, the pressures that make you feel as if there is no way out. As I renew within you a fresh source of strength, your life will carry a different rhythm, whole, light, and healthy, like the very breath of heaven. My child, none of these things are distant dreams or fragile hopes. What I speak to you is a sacred promise, engraved upon your life by my smile and my faithfulness. No word I speak is empty. No promise I give is without purpose. Every word from me is like a seed sown into the soil. At the appointed time, it will sprout and bring forth a harvest far greater than anything you have imagined. Hold this truth close. Every promise will be fulfilled. Nothing I begin in your life will be left unfinished. Every longing you carry in your heart, when placed under my light, becomes attainable. You are not alone in this race, nor must you push yourself beyond your limits. I am the one who gives strength, the one who opens doors, the one who completes what you can only see faintly in your imagination. Every dream I plant in your heart is intentional, never vague. They are placed at the right time and in the right season you need them. And when you step into the abundance I have prepared for you, you will realize that the limitations you once accepted were only thin shells easily shattered when you dare to follow the light I give. The good things ahead will come not through striving or competition, but through your surrender to the purpose I have sketched for your life since the very beginning. And now, my chosen one, I want you to reflect on the power of the presence I have placed within you. Your presence is not accidental. When I take delight in you, you become a vessel through which I can bring goodness to this earth. Every step you take carries my imprint. Every word you speak, and every action you make, when motivated by love, bears the strength of heaven itself. You become a living testimony of my kindness, not through loud proclamations, but through the way you live, the way you forgive, the way you love, and the way you remain patient even in trials. You do not realize that your smile lit by the joy I planted in your heart can soothe a soul standing at the edge of despair. You do not know that your fervor can spark inspiration in those who feel empty. You do not see that your faith, small as a mustard seed, can move an entire life when you dare to stand and trust me in the midst of uncertainty. You are the instrument I use to renew, to mend, and to restore. As you walk in the season I have given you, you will find yourself becoming a bearer of hope to many souls. Not because you strive to be great, but because the strength I placed in you flows forth naturally. My beloved child, keep moving forward. Live fully in the joy I give. Let my light stream through you and touch many lives. I am doing something new within you, and the abundance you are about to enter will far exceed anything you have ever imagined. My child, when you recognize that your presence carries the power of heaven, you will no longer measure yourself by human standards. You will learn to see yourself through my eyes, eyes that never overlook your worth, that never forget the qualities I wove into you before you were formed in your mother's womb. You will understand that you are not merely someone living on this earth, but a bearer of the flow of a heavenly kingdom. Every place where your feet rest can be transformed, because I walk with you. My presence within you is like an underground stream that seeps into every barren corner of this world, and from that stream, new life will spring forth. My dear one, you have never truly known the extent of the light you carry. There are moments when you feel small, insufficient, unworthy, not holy enough, but it is in those very moments that I see your light shining the brightest. For when you are weak, I have the clearest path to reveal my strength in you. When you acknowledge your limitations, you open a doorway for me to step in and do what surpasses your ability. You do not need to be perfect for me to use you. You simply need to show up with an open heart and a willingness to follow me, even when you cannot see the whole way ahead. I am using you in ways you have not yet recognized. I use every genuine smile, every embrace you offer, every word of encouragement you speak, even when you are weary. I use even your tears, transforming them into strength for others. No one sees every small act you have done for my sake, but I see. No one knows the silent sacrifices you have carried, but I know. No one hears the prayers you whisper in the late hours of the night, but I hear. And it is those unseen moments that form the foundation of what I am about to accomplish through your life. O soul loved by me, imagine what would unfold if you truly believed that I am working through your simple presence. The world around you would look different. You would see each day as a fresh opportunity to plant a seed of love. You would no longer view passing encounters as coincidences, for you would know that I orchestrate every step, and you would never underestimate the power of simply being present with someone in their season of pain. Your presence, when blended with mine, can calm storms in the hearts of others that you may never know they are fighting. I want you to understand this. Light does not need to try to shine. It shines because that is its nature. Likewise, when I dwell in you, you do not need to strive to become a blessing. You simply need to be yourself in me, and blessing will flow naturally. Just as the fragrance of a flower spreads without a sound, and the dawn arrives without being commanded, the presence you carry will quietly reach into the hearts of many. For you bear my imprint, and wherever my imprint rests, transformation follows. But my beloved child, as you carry this strength within you, you will also encounter resistance. Light always draws attention, and sometimes light exposes what people would rather hide. Do not be afraid when some do not understand you, when words wound you, or when circumstances fail to meet your expectations. It is in those very moments that I am causing the strength within you to mature. I do not allow you to face hardship so that you will collapse. I allow challenges to come so you will know that your feet are standing on solid rock, not shifting sand. My child, be strong. You were created for a purpose far greater than what you currently think of yourself. I placed within you a voice not merely to speak, but to awaken. I placed within you a fire not merely to warm you, but to illuminate the path for others. I placed within you a tender heart not merely to feel, but to touch souls that are on the brink of despair. You may not see the full journey ahead, but I do. You may not discern every turn, every danger, every opportunity, but I see them all. And I am leading you gently, step by step, so that you will not stumble under the weight of things you are not yet ready to carry. Remember this: your very presence, when intertwined with mine, carries the power to shake invisible darkness. When you walk into a room with a heart filled with the peace I give, the atmosphere of that room will shift. When you speak sincere words of love, invisible chains will break inside someone's soul. When you pray for others with faith, I begin to move, even when your physical eyes see nothing. You are a vessel of my presence, and I never allow my vessels to become useless or forgotten. As Scripture declares, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. My child, that light is not meant for you to keep hidden. It is meant to shine upon the lives of those you meet, so that when they look at you, they will recognize traces of me and be drawn back to me. And I want to tell you this with all tenderness. You do not need to become someone else for me to use you. You do not need to compare yourself with anyone. I do not ask you to be as strong as one person, as wise as another, or as gifted as those around you. I only want you to be yourself, the very person I formed, for it is you, exactly as you are, who carries a unique part of the plan I am fulfilling on this earth. My child, allow my presence within you to become a place of rest for weary souls. Let your smile become a doorway to hope for someone who feels lost. Let your words become cool water for those who are thirsty. Let your faith become the flame that lights someone else's night. I am using you day by day, hour by hour, moment by moment, to sow the goodness this world has long hungered for. And now, my child, now that you understand your very presence carries strength from heaven, I want to take you further, deeper into the core of the calling woven into your soul. For years you have wondered why you always felt something stirring within you, something beyond daily duties, beyond work, home, or the concerns of this life. You assumed it was just a passing feeling, but I want you to know, it is the divine calling I placed in your life before you were born. That calling is still alive, still beating, still waiting for your response. Oh, beloved soul, I have watched you grow through every season, seasons of strength and seasons of trembling, seasons of trust and seasons of wandering. Yet through it all, I have never taken my eyes off you. You did not realize it, because sometimes you think I show up only when you pray or when peace fills your heart. But I want you to understand this. I have been there even when you cried alone in the dark, even when you felt you had nothing left to offer, even when exhaustion made you want to give up. I was there, unmoving, unchanging, unshaken by the rise and fall of your emotions. And because I am there, you must never underestimate the impact of your life upon this world. There are people who regain hope simply by watching you live with the peace I placed within you. There are people who find renewed strength just by hearing a few words from your mouth. There are people who gain courage to face their own trials simply because they see you standing firm in yours. You think these things are small, but to me, they are priceless. For I am using you to touch souls that are breaking. My beloved child, I know that you never seek greatness for yourself. You do not desire to stand out, to become the center of attention, or to carry responsibilities that feel too heavy. But I want you to understand this. Your humility is the very preparation that makes you ready for the greater things I am arranging for you. I do not need your perfection. I need your willingness. I am not asking you to understand every part of my plan. I only ask that you trust that I am leading you. You are a light in this world, but that light is not meant for you to boast in. It is meant to guide those who are walking in darkness. And, my child, many are indeed walking in darkness, unnoticed, fears they cannot confess, pressures they cannot articulate, wounds they hide behind a fragile smile. You do not need to know every detail to love them. You only need to let my love flow through you, and that love will know exactly how to reach the hearts that need it most. Remember this. When you allow me to live within you, you do not only transform your own life, you transform the lives of others, even when you are not trying to. That is what happens when a soul lives according to the purpose I have given it. Creates a ripple effect, like circles spreading across water when a single drop touches the surface. One small drop creates many wide rings. And you, my child, are the drop I have released into the midst of this life. I want to speak to you about something deeper, something I have long waited to tell you. You are not only called to carry the light, you are called to be a keeper of the flame. The flame I placed within you is not a fragile flame. It is guarded by my faithfulness. And when you tend to that flame through prayer, through quiet moments before me, through choosing to trust me even when you do not understand what is happening, that flame grows stronger and becomes a source of strength for many others. But my child, those who carry fire are also those who walk through refining. You have wondered why you must go through so many trials, sometimes more than others. You have thought I was punishing you or testing you beyond your limits, but that is not the truth. I allow the flame within you to be tested so that it becomes a flame that cannot be extinguished. Fire is refined in the furnace. Your soul is refined through trials. What seems to weaken you is precisely what makes you enduring. My beloved child, hear this. Not a single one of your tears is wasted. No contrary wind reaches your life without being used to bring you closer to my purpose. There is no wound I cannot transform into strength. There is no loss I cannot turn into something new. And there is no trial in your life that does not serve to deepen the calling you carry. There are moments when you wish you could live a quiet life unnoticed, free from responsibility, simply ordinary like everyone else. But you were not created for ordinary things. You were created to shine. Even when you try to withdraw, your light still leaks through the cracks of your soul, because that light is not your own, it is mine, and light from heaven can never be hidden. I want you to know this. You do not carry the light alone. I go before you, I walk beside you, I stand behind you, and I surround you on every side. You do not need to worry about being enough. I am the one who is enough. You do not need to fear the future. I am already there. You do not need to fret over the things you cannot control. I am the one who holds all things. Your task is simply to keep walking, keep trusting, and keep letting my light within you shine. Let me tell you this, a new season is unfolding. A season in which you will see my promises fulfilled not as concepts, but as realities. A season in which doors long locked will suddenly swing open. A season in which prayers you have carried for years will begin to bear fruit. A season in which your very presence will bring renewed life to those who are weary and worn. Lord, shine the light of your Holy Spirit into the deepest places of my soul. Let that light reach even the corners I have hidden, the wounds I once believed could never be healed. Soften every hardness, warm every place grown cold, and awaken every goodness that has long slept within me. May that light flow out from me to those who are sad and exhausted, so that they may see hope through the way I live. And let me remember that it is your presence within me that transforms every place my feet touch. My gentle Lord, in the midst of all the noise of life, its work, its pressures, its fears, and its responsibilities, please give me spiritual ears sensitive enough to hear your voice. Help me pause in the chaos and recognize that you are speaking to me with a voice that is soft, yet unshakably firm. Lead me into the quiet place that only you can provide, where every worry fades and my soul finds rest in your embrace. Lord, please place within me a peace that no one can explain and nothing can steal. Let this peace seep into every breath I take, so that I am no longer swayed by fear, doubt, or circumstance. Use this peace to draw me closer to you, that I may stand firm even in moments when it feels as though every support has been stripped away. Lord, please step into the deepest places of my heart, those chambers that hold my wounds, my painful memories, and my hidden fears. Touch every crack, every withered space, every place I am afraid to revisit. Heal me with your love, with your kindness, and with your gentle presence. Turn every one of my tears into a new source of strength. Lord, let me live each day under your smile, a smile that strengthens my heart, dissolves my fears, and strips darkness of its power. Help me know that your smile is the greatest strength I could ever possess. Let every decision, every dream, and every step I take be illuminated by that sacred joy. Lord, please restore the relationships that have been fractured by misunderstanding, hurt, or silent distance. Teach me to forgive with your love, to speak with gentleness, and to listen before reacting. Let your peace flow into every conversation, every connection, every family, so that your love may be restored in me and in those around me. Lord, please enter my body and place your healing hand on every weakened part. Renew my strength, restore what has been depleted, heal what has been hurting, and grant me a resilience that rises from within. Let my health become a testimony that you are the healer not only of my body, but of my soul. Lord, please open the doors of abundance that only you have the authority to open. Grant me wisdom to steward what you give, clarity to sow where you lead, and faithfulness to use blessings exactly where you desire. Make me a flowing river rather than a stagnant pool, a vessel through which your blessings may reach others. Lord, help me step into the divine timing you have ordained. Let every promise you have placed in my life, whether I see it or not, continue to live, continue to grow, and wait for its appointed season to bloom. Help me trust that you never forget what you have spoken. Lord, please give me the courage to walk into the future you have prepared without being dragged backward by fear, limitation, or old memories. Help me know that every door you open cannot be closed by anyone, and every path you lead me on will always lead to what is good. Lord, teach me to see myself through the lens of how you see me, with the value, dignity, and potential you have placed within me. Remove from me every trace of insecurity, comparison, and the lies that make me doubt who I am. Help me live fully aligned with the identity you have given me. Lord, let me become a bearer of light not through my own efforts, but through your presence dwelling in me. Let this light shine into the darkness of this world, reaching despairing souls, grieving hearts, and those who no longer know what to hold on to. Lord, reveal to me the deepest calling of my life. Lead me where you desire, give me the grace to do what you speak, and grant me faithfulness to pursue what is right rather than what is easy. Help me live in alignment with the very purpose for which you created me. Lord, in the midst of trials, please keep my heart steady. Help me see the hidden purpose beneath the pain. Teach me that the refining fire never comes to destroy me, but to purify me and make me stronger. Lord, keep my heart tender before you. Do not let wounds harden it. Do not let disappointment cause it to close. Do not let fear make it grow cold. Give me a heart that loves, that understands, that uplifts others as you have uplifted me. Lord, use me as a stream of refreshing water in the desert, bringing comfort to the hurting, hope to the hopeless, and direction to the lost. Let my presence carry the peace that comes from you alone. Lord, please keep the flame you have placed within my heart burning brightly. Let it not be extinguished by disappointment, shaken by doubt, nor cooled by criticism. Let that flame become a source of warmth and inspiration to many. My loving Lord, please keep my faith steadfast, even on the days when my eyes see no signs of change. Guard my heart so it does not tremble before what it sees or hears, but clings tightly to what is unchanging in your eternal nature. When the circumstances before me grow dark, when the promises feel distant, and when every step I take feels heavy and uncertain, please remind me that you are still working, even when I cannot see it. Help me trust in your faithfulness rather than in what outwardly appears to be happening. Remind me that you never change, you never break a promise, and you never abandon those who place their hearts in you. Lord, when I walk through the barren desert, let my faith not wither with the dryness of the season. When I journey on a long and dusty road, help me keep my eyes fixed on you, not consumed by the weariness of my body or the discouragement of my soul. And when I stand on the mountaintop, when blessings surround me and prayers are answered, keep me from pride and from believing that my own strength has produced success. Preserve humility in my heart even in seasons of abundance, knowing that every good thing comes from the hand of the Father. Keep me standing firm in both extremes, whether in lack or in plenty, because I know you are the unchanging one, even when my seasons change. Lord, prepare my heart to step into the season of abundance you are opening before me. Open my eyes to recognize the new opportunities you are bringing. Open my ears to hear your guidance in every decision. Open my heart to receive your blessings with humility, knowing that I am unworthy yet still chosen because you love me. Teach me to live in abundance without allowing prosperity to dim the true purpose of my life. Teach me to become someone who receives with deep gratitude and gives with generous love. Lord, let blessings never cause me to lose my dependence on you. Let the season of abundance never draw me away from you, but make me run toward you even more like a child rejoicing as he sees his father extending his hand. Teach me to be a faithful steward, using the resources, time, strength, and even the dreams you have given me to bring goodness, to help the weak, to heal the wounded, and to lift up those who have fallen. Make me not only a receiver of blessings, but a bearer of blessings, not only one who is healed, but one who brings healing to others. Lord, make my life a living portrait that reflects your glory. Use every pain I have walked through as bold strokes in the masterpiece, so that I am no longer ashamed of my past, but see it as evidence that you have walked with me through every step. Use every victory as radiant colors, so that in every success I am reminded that you are the one behind it all. Use every challenge as deep, quiet layers beneath the surface, giving my life's painting depth, story, and the unmistakable imprint of your transforming work. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so together we can build a strong and growing community of faith.